All right, so we're talking about if statements. An if statement is really a lot easier than it thinks. So I'm going to delete all of these things in here strictly by commenting out the code. So here we have this here, and I will delete this and go down to here. And so now anything in green is not going to show. So let's type in simple if parenthesis. Notice it fills in the other parenthesis for you. Number equals 5. Now I can do this. See out your number is 5 if I want, and then do the else. But I always recommend putting in the brackets. The reason being is if you add a statement to it, which I'll do after it, let's see what's going to happen. Else, see out your number is not 5. So let's see if that works now. And number is 5. I don't understand. Oh, I know why. Because we did not use the double equals. So there you go. Notice you do one thing and you test it. Number is not 5. So that's good. So let's put in something here. And we'll put in C out hi. And let's see what happens. Look, we have this right squiggly line. What do you mean expecting a statement? I have that. The reason being is I don't have these brackets here. Now let's see what happens. And notice how it's indented in here. Let's try it again. And we'll put in 5, so it should say your number's 5, and then number's not 5. So we didn't even get a number. That was exciting. That's because we never asked for a number. What is your number? Your number is 5. What happened? Oh, we commented it out. No wonder. So let's go back here. And, again, this proves my testing it after just doing one thing. So let's try it again. What is your number? We'll do 5. Your number is 5, and then it says hi, and there. So basically, what's happening is your number is 5. Then we're going to test this, and yes, it is. So it's 5. It's going to execute everything between here and there, else not. So now I'm going to teach you if, else, and else if. So let's just say we want to do a number, and we're going to test for 3 different numbers. So if the number equals 5, your number is 5. Then I'm going to type in the word else, if. And now I get a red squiggly line. And let's try putting a space there and see what happens. Now it is. Notice it turned into purple. So always look for the red squiggly lines. Then number equals 6. Put C out. Your number is 6. Or let's just do it. Your number is number. And then we'll put else. It's not 5 or 6. So now what we're doing here is if the number's 5, we're printing this out as 5. So if it's not 5, it's going to check, well, what's the next one? Well, is it 6? No. And then it's going to say else. So this isn't working, this is not working, else then the number is not 5. So let's, or 6. So let's try and see what happens. So first we'll start off with 5. So that works. Then we'll do 6. And the number 6. So now we'll do 7. And that's how you test things. You make simple things to do it. So I'm going to show you now how to do a grading program. We are actually going to start from the higher end to the lower end. So what we want to do is we're going to input a grade between, say, 50 and 100. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create 2 integers. So let me just create new ones. So I'm going to do constant integer lowest grade, and we'll make that, say, 50. And then we will start doing some error checking. And then comma, highest grade equals 100. And we can leave this integer number here. So let's put in what is the grade. And maybe I'll change this to enter. Enter a grade between actually it should be lowest grade. Notice the space. All right, try spelling. And notice the space after the D. And then we'll put in highest grade. And we'll just, let's see, cin number. And let's just change this. We'll put a new one in. Let's just make this grade. So now the number doesn't exist. And let's see what happens. So now we have to change. Let's get rid of this. We don't need it anymore. So what we're going to do now is check the grade. Now we have a red squiggly line. Why? Spelled right. Oh, we're missing things in here. So understand, check as you're typing for red squiggly lines. And that will help you in there. Because it's very easy to type and forget something. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go from the highest to the lowest. So we can do things 2 different ways. So let's start off with the harder way. So if grade is greater than 89, and I'm going to go back and put parentheses, and grade is less than max grade, wherever max grade, or is it highest? Highest. Then we'll do cout you got an A. So we're just going to do that one right now. Now, I'm going to go back in here and put in parentheses. And then I will explain what that and sign is for. And I usually put in an extra space. It makes it more readable. So I know that we're checking if the grade has to be both higher than 89 and it has to be less than the highest grade, or we'll make it less than or equal to. So let's just try a few test things. So we have, and we need a space obviously, so let's type 52. And that did not work. So now we go back in and put our space in. Let's see. And we'll do a 91. Okay, you got an A, so that's good. Now, what this is doing, it's giving you a range of values. Here we don't really need to do much after this. We would normally do error checking. So that would mean you cannot put a grade in that is less than the lowest grade or higher than the highest grade. But we're not error checking just yet. So let's do an else if. Now here we're going to change off. So we're just going to do grade is greater than 79. So why are we doing that instead of checking to see if it's less than 90? Because we don't have to. Because if it's 90 or above, it's going to trip this one here. So we don't have to do this. So let's put in a parentheses here. And let's put this in here. And we'll put C out. You got a B. Else if, and let's make sure that we put in the closing parentheses here. And let's check to see what I'm missing. Looks like we have an extra one here, so that's no biggie. We'll fix that. Grade. What's the question?
Because of your string value, can't you just bracket it one time?
I'm not sure I'm following what you're getting at, but let's do this first, and then we'll go back and do what you were talking about, because I'm just not 100% sure what you're getting at right now, but we will find out. All right, so grade is greater than 70. If grade is... Okay, you got a B. So we need to do greater than, 79, yeah. So if grade is greater than 69, and it might be more readable if you did grade is greater than or equal to 80. It might be more readable there. C out. You got a C. And then comes the case cracker. We'll forget D. Else sorry, Charlie. I won't say you got an F, but you did. All right, so first thing, make sure there's no squiggly lines. So notice we have a opening bracket, closing bracket, opening bracket, closing bracket, opening bracket, closing bracket. Okay, so what's the problem here? Oh, we have this red squiggly line. I don't understand. Go and put your mouse over, see what happens. Expected this thing. Oh, look at this. We didn't put it here. That's what I really like about C++ and Visual Studio. It basically beats you to death and makes you do things the way you have to do it. All right, so this takes care of this. So let's test it out with 3 different times. So we got a 91. Okay, you got an A. Then let's do 80. You got a B. Then we'll do 75. You got a C. And here we're going to do 60. And nothing printed there. So I don't understand. Why did it not print? Because we did not put C out. Now, I'm hoping you're understanding the importance of going in and testing it every single time, because now I picked up on the error. So let's go back in and choose what grade did you get? Let's do 62. And it says, sorry, Charlie. All right, so I'm going to save this, even though when you compile it, it saves it, but it's always a good idea to do it. If you get this, just click in here and save it again. All right, go ahead, Nathaniel. What were you suggesting?
So can you comma those out and do a single bracket for your entire else if?
I'm not sure. What do you mean a single bracket for your entire else if? I'm confused. What you mean by
So
that?
can't you just bracket it at highest, after highest grade, and then bracket it again after sorry, Charlie?
I'm not sure. When we take our break, you can show me what you're talking about, because I'm not 100% sure. But the rule of thumb is keep it simple at the beginning and then make your modifications. You'll find that your code will work a lot better in there.
Sure, I haven't done most of the statements, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure you can bracket the whole thing out, like you can bracket.
But I don't follow what you mean by bracket out.
So instead of your bracket after highest grade, so you
Right.
leave that one, and then you wouldn't have a closing bracket.
Yes, you can. Okay, now I see what you're talking about. Yes, you're exactly right. But what happens if you put the reason why the brackets are here is in case you want to put in another statement.
Right.
So you can do this as long as there's only one statement. So let's take this out here. And that should work just fine, because we're only doing this. But if you put in another statement,
no, that's not what I mean.
then what?
So now if you back that out and you go down to else if grade 79 and take out that opening bracket, won't it do the 89, the greater than 89 and the greater than 79? Or will it not anymore?
No, because what's going to happen is if you have a grade that's greater than 89, it'll never hit this statement in here.
Okay.
That's why you work from the top down on grading. Because if it's greater than 60, well, if you type in a 90, that's greater than 60.
So if you were bottom up, then you could do an open bracket for the entire else if statement.
Well, if you did it bottom up, you'd have to go if grade is, say, like let's just say we were doing if from the 0. If grade is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 60, then grade equals an F. If grade is greater than in there. So yeah, good point in there. All right, so that takes care of this over here. So now let's do a switch statement. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in a grade here. So we're going to put in a character. Let's just do, we'll do letter grade. And we do in here. So now here we need the bracket back. And we're going to put in then letter grade equals A. And this will be, oops. And I will copy and paste this. So this, I will show you A, and we'll leave this in here for now. All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to test it with a switch. And a switch is a simple thing which requires an integer, but let's see if we can do this with a character. So we type in the word switch, we put in parentheses, letter grade, and I'm going to put in here, comment out, switch. And it makes it so much easier for you to see when you start doing a whole bunch of things, if you miss a bracket, where it's going to be. You know, you'll see that more. So now we're going to type in the word case, and then A, and a colon. And then I'll put in this, you got an A. And I'm going to make a mistake and show you a problem with the switch statement and how to fix it. Now, you do not need to put brackets in here. So now we're going to do case B. And as soon as you hit the colon, it goes in here. So let's do C out and paste it. And this time it's AB. Then case C. And the word default, let's see, we did the letter grade, but let's just use the word default. And so let's look at this. And we have the end switch, so I'll get rid of all these. And then you'll see a problem right off the bat. So it's checking a switch. Basically, this is nothing more than a fancy, if letter grade equals A, print this. Else if B, boom. Else if C. There's advantages to using the switch statement when you're doing numbers. Like, for instance, if you wanted to put in a bunch of numbers here, you could do case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, and all do the same statement. But more on that later on. So basically, this is just a fancy if else if in here. So let's try it right here. We can get rid of this here. And let's see. And we'll leave the sorry Charlie. You know what? Let's put the sorry Charlie in. We'll move it down here. Okay. So let's see what happens. So let's start off with 90 or 95. So that should be an A. And you got an A, you got a B, you got a C. Sorry, Charlie, you got an F. Of course, we have cosmetic issues in here. So let's just put in A, each one of these, so it's a little bit clearer. Now, I'm going to do it this way just to show you what will happen. Then I'll do it this way as well. If it's not purple, it's not correct. So let's run it here. And we'll do the 95 again. Let's do 99. You got an A. You got a B. Now notice it printed this here. You got a C. Sorry, Charlie, you got an F. Well, why is it doing this? I don't understand. You have to put in what's called a break. And that means it goes down to the end of the switch statement. So I will explain that in a second. And we have, now you don't need to break here because this is the last thing. So basically the way a switch statement works, it will look for the first match and it will keep printing statements until it finds either a break or the end of the switch. So if we don't put the break in here, it's going to print out, you got an A, then it's going to not care about this, then it's going to print, you got a B, then it's not going to care about anything else. So, and let's get rid of this here. And we will print in 99, and that works. You got an A. And we'll do 89, and nothing happened for 89. So notice again, I'm checking it each time I do something. So what happened? So we got grade is in here. If grade is 7, you got a B. Because we commented this out. So again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of being able to check everything one time. That will find a lot of mistakes. Now, some of the mistakes I make, I do on purpose to show you how to fix them. Others, I don't because I'm a human being. So let's try 87. You got a B. Then let's try 77. You got a C. And then let's try 67. And nothing happened. What happened? Don't understand. KC, because we have default in here. So let's see. S letter grade equals in here. Else letter grade is in here. So again, you have to be very careful with these in here. So you need to make sure that you're doing things properly. We don't have a F in here. So that's the way the switch works in here. So any questions on that? So again, the way a switch works is going to check for a match. If it doesn't find a match, then we're going to get an F. We're going to go through this with an F, and it's not going to print out an F, and then I will tell you why. Okay, now if you were to take and look at your messages, it will tell you why. So the answer is very simple. I will show you again very quickly. We're going to run it right here. So we'll do 65 and nothing happens. And I don't understand why. So let's go back and let's just compile it and see if we have any compiler errors. And we really don't. It's really more of a warning. But look at this. Default unreferenced label. Oh, we spelled default wrong. And have you noticed, remember I said it's going to turn purple? This didn't turn purple. So now let's try it. 67. Sorry, Charlie, you got an F.